We want the community to move forward as 12. And from my talks in Paris with other European leaders over these past few days, I'm convinced that that is their aim too. Europe is strongest when it grows through willing cooperation and practical measures, not compulsion nor bureaucratic dreams. I give way to the honourable gentleman.
Alan, please. I'm most grateful to the Prime Minister. Will she tell us whether she intends to continue her own personal fight against a single currency and an independent central bank when she leaves office?
No, she's going to be the governor.
On the present structure,
Order. The Prime Minister.
what a good idea. I hadn't thought of it. But if I were, there'd be no European Central Bank accountable to no one, least of all to national parliaments. Because the point of that kind of European Central Bank is no democracy taking powers away from every single parliament and being able to have a single currency and a monetary policy and an interest rates which takes all political power away from us. As my right honourable friend said in his first speech, after the proposal of a single currency is about the politics of Europe. It is about a federal Europe by the back door. So I'll consider the honourable gentleman's proposal. Now, where were we? I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. Right. Mr. Speaker, I was on.
You can wipe the floor with
I
these
was
people.
talking about Europe.
Order. Order. Prime Minister.
Now, Mr. Speaker, we were on Europe and the socialist ideal of Europe. Not for us, the corporatism, socialism and central control. We leave those to the benches opposite. Ours is a larger vision of the community, whose member states cooperate with one another more and more closely to the benefit of all. Are we then to be censured for standing up for a free and open Britain in a free and open Europe? No, Mr. Speaker. Our policies
Order.
tune with the deepest instincts of the British people, and we shall win the censure motion, so we shall not be censured for what is thoroughly right. Mr. Speaker, under our leadership, Britain has been just as influential in shaping the wider Europe and the relations between East and West. 10 years ago, the eastern part of Europe lay under totalitarian rule, its people knowing neither rights nor liberties. Today we have a Europe in which democracy, the rule of law and basic human rights are spreading ever more widely, where the threat to our security from the overwhelming conventional forces of the Warsaw Pact has been removed, where the Berlin Wall has been torn down and the Cold War is at an end. These immense changes didn't come about by chance. They have been achieved by strength and resolution in defence, and by a refusal ever to be intimidated. No one in Eastern Europe believes that their countries would be free had it not been for those Western governments who are prepared to defend liberty, who kept alive their hope that one day East Europe too would enjoy freedom. But it was no thanks to the party opposite, nor to the campaign for nuclear disarmament, of which the Right Honourable Gentleman Sheldon is still a member. It is this government which kept the nuclear weapons which ensured that we would never be blackmailed or threatened. When Brezhnev deployed the SS-20s, Britain deployed the cruise missiles and was the first to do so. And all these things were done in the teeth of the opposition, of honourable gentlemen opposite and their ladies. The SS-20s... negotiated away without the bargaining strength which Cruz and Pershing gave to the West. Should we be censured for our strength, or the party opposite for their weakness? I have no doubt that the people of this country will willingly entrust Britain's security and future to a Conservative government which defends them, rather than to socialists who put expediency before principle. And it is principle which is at stake. I must get
Sir Eldon Griffiths.
Could I offer to my right honourable friend one measurement of the immense international respect and affection that she enjoys as a result of her policies of peace through strength. A public opinion poll published in West Coast America last month gave these figures.
Order. Order. Takes a lot of time. I think the honourable gentleman is seeking to participate in the debate. Will you ask a question, please?
These figures: Gorbachev, 74%, Bush, 75%, and Thatcher, 94%.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bear, and I'm sure they were quite right too. Now, may I say a word or two about the Gulf? Because it is...
Order!
I say a word or two about the situation of the Gulf. It is the thing which will dominate politics until the matter is resolved. And it's principle which is at stake there, Mr. Speaker. Principle and the rule of international law. In my discussions with other heads of government at the CSC summit in Paris, I found unanimous and impressive determination that Iraq's aggression must not succeed. The resolutions of the United Nations must be implemented in full. That is the peaceful option, Mr. Speaker, and it is there to be taken if Saddam Hussein so chooses. But there is also a very widespread recognition among my colleagues in Paris that the time is fast approaching when the world community will have to take more decisive action to uphold international law and compel Saddam Hussein to leave Kuwait. No one can doubt the dangers which lie ahead. Saddam Hussein has many times shown his contempt for human life, not least for the lives of his own people. He has large armed forces. They are equipped with peculiarly evil weapons, both chemical and biological. Twice in my time, no, Mr. Speaker, not now.
Order!
Twice in my time as Prime Minister, we've had to send our forces across the world to defend a small country against ruthless aggression. First our own people in the Falklands, and now to the borders of Kuwait. To those who have never had to take such decisions, may I say to them that they are taken with a heavy heart in the knowledge of the manifold dangers, but with tremendous pride in the professionalism and courage of our armed forces. There's something else which one feels as well, Mr. Speaker. That is a sense of this country's destiny. The centuries of history and experience which ensure that when principles have to be defended, when good has to be upheld, when evil has to be overcome, then Britain will take up arms. It is because we on this side have never flinched from difficult decisions that this House and this country can have confidence in this government today.